Hello everyone, my name is Asma Chima and I have been associated with this prestigious field of teaching since past 15 years. I have been working with the prestigious schools located here in Karachi, Pakistan, and I have been teaching O levels, A levels, IGCSE, Edexcel Pearson English. So in today's lecture, we are basically going to discuss an overview of the new changes which has been introduced in the syllabus of English language 1123 for O levels from the exam series 2024 till 2026. As we already know that this syllabus come with a lot of changes, and the major change is that P2 has now become the P1 and the P1 has now become the P2. Previously, it has been practiced that the paper 1 was a writing paper and paper 2 was a reading paper. But now, paper 1 is going to be the reading paper and paper 2 is going to be the writing paper. The second most prominent change which has occurred here is the structure. Both of the papers are having a drastic change in the form of their structure. Starting with the P1. Paper 1 is now would be the reading paper where you are going to be given with two texts, text A and text B. And the total weightage for this paper is going to be 50 marks. You would be allocated with 2 good hours to attempt this paper. Let's discuss one by one that how paper 1 is going to be composed of. Text A is going to be a factual passage with the minimum word limit of 900 to 950, and two specific skills are going to be judged in the first section of this text A. There would be two questions which are driven from text A, question number 1 and question number 2. In question number 1, the examiner is going to assess you on the basis of your explicit and the implicit skills. And in question number 2, you are going to be assessed on the basis of the skills of your language. Question number 1 is going to be of 16 mark and question number 2 is going to be of 19 mark. As far as the basic structure of the questions is concerned, so in question number 1, we may be going to have the options from A till H or A till J or I whatsoever, based and particularly aimed to assess our explicit and the implicit skills. Question number 3, which is related to text B, is a selective summary writing task. We have been quite very well aware that previously we were supposed to write down a summary, but now we are going to work with a selective summary. Selective summary means we are not at all going to summarize the whole entire text, but there would be a specific part that we would be summarizing. Then in section B, there is going to be another question, which is going to be question number 3B, and it would be a short response question, a sort of interview question, which would be of 5 marks and the summary would be of 20 marks. So in this way, you are going to have 25 marks for section A and 25 marks for section B. Now, let's move to the paper number 2, which is the writing paper. This paper also consists of two specific sections. Section A is a directed writing task and section B is a composition. Both of the sections have the equivalent weight, like both of the questions are going to be allocated for the 25 marks. So that means the paper 2 is going to be of 50 marks and you will be having 2 good hours to attempt the paper 2. Starting from section A, which is directed writing task. In directed writing task, basically, they may ask us to write an informal or formal letter, an informal or formal email, a newspaper report, a magazine article, an eyewitness report, a report to a principal, or a report to any other designated person, or a speech, or a blog post. We won't be having any specific choice in directed writing. Directed writing structure has quite very been clear since the beginning of this 1123 that they give only one specific genre to attempt and we have to attempt it. Previously, it has been considerable that like we have the specific section of argumentative writing, but now we don't have any specific separate section for argumentative writing. The genre that we are going to cover here in directed writing will tell us what sort of essay or what sort of response are we going to compose. The question is going to instruct us on the basis of the question. We are going to analyze if the examiner is asking us to write a persuasive piece of response and a discursive piece of response or an argumentative piece of response. We will be given with two texts, text A or text B. Both of the texts will be having the opposite stance. For example, if text A is saying that using social media is a good thing, so text B would be saying that social media comes with a lot of disadvantages, right? So what are we supposed to do with both of these texts? We are supposed to read and evaluate. We are going to take out the main ideas from the text, and when we are going to move further towards writing our response, so that means that we are going to develop those ideas. And on this particular behalf, we are going to be assessed with our writing skills. Now, the last part of today's lecture is the section B of paper number 2, which is the composition section. In composition section, we would be given with the 4 topics, 2 for descriptive and 2 for narrative. That means that here you have a lot of choice. You can pick up any one. Either you can go with the descriptive or you can go with the narrative. There would be 2 specific sort of narrative questions here. One would be a third person narrative, or other one would be with a very famous question that we have been quite very much habitual since our childhood to be using, that they would be giving you one specific line that you have to fit up in your story, right? So this is what the changes has occurred in the new syllabus of English language 1123.